Hello and welcome to some more new cards from Dominion Plunder. In this game we will feature the third significant feature or aspect of the expansion, and that is loot. Loot are treasure cards. You see there are 15 of them, 2 copies each on the right side in one stack, and they are not in the supply, but you can gain them through various means. This kingdom we have the jeweled egg, coin and a buy. If it's trashed, then you can gain a loot. This is how you can gain loot in this kingdom. The loot are all worth 3 coin, like a gold, but they do something extra. Plus buy, gain a couple cards, gain a gold. Some examples of what the loot cards can do. Gold plus some benefit is the usual or brief description of loot. After the jeweled egg, we have a couple new cards. This is one of them, Siren. This is an incredibly strong card. Each other player gains a curse. At the start of your next turn, draw up to 8 cards in hand, and it costs 3. The only catch is, when you gain it, you trash it unless you can trash another action card from your hand. So gaining it is not straightforward. You can't gain it on most turns, 1 or 2, but the card is incredibly strong. Another duration card. Finally for the action cards, we have Longship. 2 actions now, and at the start of your next turn, you get 2 cards. It's like they've cut a lost city. Take the actions now, the cards later. Here's the trait for this kingdom, Tireless. When you discard a Tireless card from play, set it aside and then put it onto your deck at the end of the turn. Recall these are traits, so one pile of action cards will have this feature. When you discard it from play, you could set it aside and put it back on the top of your deck. So the tireless pile is the peasant, which is not useful at all because that peasant moves up the line and you don't really want the peasant to go back on top of your deck. So that trait doesn't really affect that pile, the peasant pile, too much. As for the rest of the kingdom, we do want the peasant that we spoke about, and then we want to upgrade that into teacher as you usually do. And initially I was thinking you put your token on paddock and go from there. You would get the student to trash as well. Some combination of student and apprentice could trash down for you. However, the game takes a different turn for me. This is probably my most fun game of the match that involved cards from Plunder, and it revolves around loot. You'll see how strong loot is. Okay, Saltroza starts us off by purchasing a student. I have the option here of the family of inventors, so I can reduce the cost of a pile by 1 for the rest of the game for both players if I want to. I don't want to do it yet. At this point I'm considering opening with the apprentice here, but I decide against it and decide to follow Saltroza by opening with a student. I don't want Saltroza to rotate the students away from me. The favors here are quite strong. Family of inventors, the cost reduction is powerful. So I decided to play safe, take the student. Now I could get the apprentice after on this hand, for example. Saltroza sees their student and peasant early. Purchase a silver. the student goes back on top of the deck. I am going to go ahead, pick up an apprentice here, and send my peasant up into a soldier. Saltroza trashes again with the student, an estate this time, and they pick up peasant. I do not rotate the pile around to the conjurers here because I have no plans of picking up a conjurer, and I don't really want to make that easily accessible for my opponent. So I leave the students on top of the pile for now. On 3, with the favor that I just gained from the student, I put my token on the flag bearer and I pick up a flag bearer for a little bit of draw. Maybe I see my apprentice earlier because of that. And saltroza leaves the flag with me for 1 turn here. They pick up an apprentice on turn 5. Said, alright, I could live with that. My soldier comes down, pick up a peasant. Now that the soldier has progressed into something non-terminal, I could use my terminal space to be filled with the peasant right now. There's another reason why I bought the flag, and you'll see it coming up here. I think at this point, saltroza does take the flag back by gaining a flag bearer, obviously. My idea with gaining the flag bearer was not just to gain the increased hand size, but to use it as trash fodder to pick up a Siren. Saltroza sends down the cost of the flag bearers by 1 more again here, I believe. No, they don't. They keep their favor and they just pick up a flag bearer. Here's the idea with the flag bearer. Trash the estate with the apprentice, trash a copper with the student. I can send the price of the sirens down by 1 so that I am now able to buy a siren, trash the flag bearer to take the flag back. And I feel very good about my position here. I think we are ahead on trashing. We have that powerful Siren card, and we're doing well. Our peasant is now up to fugitive. Saltroza goes ahead and they trash their student with their apprentice. I thought maybe they would want to trash a few more coppers with it, but maybe the hand wasn't good. They decided to trash it and pick up another apprentice, and they take the flag back, picking up a flag bearer. Said, okay, that's not too much of a problem. Our terminals collide here, but that's fine. The deck is small, it'll happen. At this point, I just have to decide which of them I want to play. I decide for the Siren. This card is too good in my mind. Draw to 8 plus give your opponent a curse. That is quite strong, I would say. Now I rotate the student around, not because I want a conjurer necessarily, but I want to start to get closer to the Lich. Lich, if you recall, is a favorite of mine from the previous expansion, Allies, and given how I've built the deck so far, I do see some potential for including Lich in this deck. I get started by rotating around to the Conjurers, and I will pick up a jeweled egg here. I believe that I can build a deck that involves trashing with the apprentice. So I can, for example, trash the Lich with the apprentice, draw many cards, gain something from the trash, which could be flag bearers. They are in there now, a couple of them, for example. Could be, and then another idea is I could use the apprentice to trash the jeweled eggs to gain loot. So if I do that, then I trash the Lich with the apprentice. I can regain the jeweled egg from the trash so that I can trash it again with another apprentice to gain more loot. We'll see how it works out, but I think my deck is in a position where I can transition into this idea easily. We spoke about paradox at the beginning, but from the way things have gone for me so far, it seems like the apprentice deck is a more natural fit. Saltroza takes the flag back. They trash their flag bearer with the apprentice. Attack me with a soldier. We'll get up to disciple and fugitive here, of course. At this point, I believe they go ahead and they pick up a cauldron. Yeah, and that I really didn't like that for them, in the sense that I thought they didn't do much for them. I trash the jeweled egg here. I get my first loot. So the first one you see here is an amphora. You could either take a buy and 3 coin now or next turn. Very simple. Gold variant card. We gain an apprentice of the disciple, and we go one step closer to our lich here. Rotate around to the sorcerers, and we are one step away from turning over the lich now. So what do you do in the meantime? Well, I pick up triple egg, which is a lot. Maybe better there's apprentice and egg. But I figured, okay, I have 3 apprentices in the deck. If things work out very nicely for me, I could trash all 3 of them on my next turn here. We'll see. And I make the play here of not switching this disciple into a teacher. I would like the ability to gain apprentices from the disciple. I would like the ability to play an apprentice twice. And I would like to have the extra action. The teacher doesn't give me any of these, and I am not in urgent need of any of the benefits from the teacher. I don't need the cards, I don't need the coins, I don't need the buys, really. Nor do I need the actions. I can get the actions from the disciple as we discussed it. This is a bad hand. What can you do? Sometimes it happens. Saltroza kicks off, they trash their flag bearer. Put down the cauldron and come up with 8 and 2 buys. Well, they have their pick, and they decide to go after paddocks, which is what we were initially considering. They pick up a paddock and a jeweled egg. Now, Saltroza has trashed their student, so I feel very comfortable about rotating the sorcerers away, revealing the liches. I know the liches will stay up for me because Saltroza doesn't have control over the pile. I won't have to wait 2 or 3 more turns to spin it back if they had a student of their own. And we get this Siren down. Here I decide, I think this is where I make a bad decision with the family of inventors. I do get overwhelmed with this because there's so many options for the family of inventors. I put it on the jeweled egg, which is bad because I explained just now I have intentions of using that pile as fodder for my apprentices. If I drive the cost down, the apprentice will not draw as much. My idea at the time was, okay, I can buy jeweled eggs more easily if they are cheaper, which is true, but it doesn't fit into my whole plan that I had in the middle of this game here. And again, we keep the disciple until we can upgrade our fugitive or our second peasant into a disciple. I'm going to hang on to this disciple in the deck here. Alright, so Saltroza has a good turn, I would say. They are able to gain another paddock and quite a few horses. Critically, they also get a lich. So I reveal the lich for them, in a sense, which is not good. But I will be able to get a lich here after the Siren draws me up to 8. Shouldn't be too much of a problem. So we trash an egg. Here's another loot, the shield. 3 coin and a buy. Plus it defends you from all attacks if you have it in hand. We go ahead, we trash the egg again. Here's another loot card. Goes into the discard. And unfortunately the disciple was at the bottom of the deck, so I wasn't able to gain another apprentice here. I am able to convert my soldier though into a fugitive, and here I do want to buy a couple liches. I could have bought 2 liches there, maybe that was right, but instead I go for a single lich and another siren instead, as well as a peasant. Still holding on to the disciple here. We have a great hand on this shuffle, another lich for saltroza. We are able to trash the lich and we get our pick from the trash. It is going to be a flag bearer, is the most expensive thing, plus it gives us the flag. And with this huge hand size, we are able to line up disciple on apprentice, trash the lich again, and now things are starting to move. Third apprentice will trash one of the eggs to get me another loot, the prize goat. The prize goat is gold. Buy, trash a card from your hand. Things are looking quite exciting right about now, especially considering that I will pick up the second and final lich from the supply here. We trashed this one lich twice. We trashed an egg, gained a loot, and we are increasing our money output here. Prize goat will trash another egg to get another loot. That one gains actions. I get to play the flag bearer from the hand because of the staff, another loot card. Brilliant, brilliant. A lot of fun just seeing these treasures fall into your deck, and they're strong treasures. You get a bunch of them in play. Feel like you have power. Buy the second lich. Notably here, we cannot buy Piazza. If the Piazza turns up the lich, we will cry because we'll have to skip our next turn. Plus, we don't get to trash it with the apprentice, so we're not buying Piazza at all. What we are going to buy though are some apprentices, so we could continue this trash fiesta. I get a cauldron. I don't need the cauldron. I don't know why I did that. A peasant, that doesn't seem very helpful either. Should have probably just been more apprentices. And I finally turn in here for a teacher, now that I have a disciple in the deck already. So, over to saltroza. They lead also with apprentice trashing lich. Note that they have 3 curses in the deck at this point that they do need to clean up. They trash lich again, gain a jeweled egg from the trash. Their apprentices have a lot more work to do. They have to clean up 3 curses right now, and there will be more curses coming into the deck because I have a couple of sirens, one in play every turn. They do have a nice hand there. Look at this. Disciple, paddock. They get up to 8. Presumably they have the cauldron in the hand for the plus buy. This is brilliant. 17 could be a couple provinces. They choose for 1 province instead though. An apprentice, and they have a few extra coins for another peasant. We don't find our disciple here. We go looking for it. We trash the flag bearer, gaining the flag back. Lich gets trashed from the apprentice. We take an egg. This is a little bit of an awkward hand. There are no good targets to trash, or no obvious targets to trash with the apprentice. In the end, I decide to trash the soldier. I'll pick it back up by trashing the lich here with the apprentice. Not a problem. Then I can trash another egg, pick up another loot. This loot on the rightmost is the sword. Forces a discard, plus it gives you coins, 3 coins on the buy. I'm out of apprentices for now, so I will put down my teacher. That is important. And get the siren in play. That is important to give me a good start in hand and to slow down my opponent. Family of inventors. I'm not really sure where to put this. I decide to put it on the apprentice. Those are good cards. And I would like to pick up the rest of them here if possible. We force them to discard. We get to play the soldier from the hand because of the staff. We get to gain an apprentice because of this hammer. We get to trash a lich again because of the prize goat. Look at how much work these loot cards are doing. Brilliant. Brilliant. Never has the buy phase been so exciting. Come up to 26. I pick up a couple provinces. I could go for a third and an apprentice. I'm a little concerned though about Saltroza's potential. Maybe they can get 4 provinces to win the game. They can trash liches to gain jeweled eggs, trash jeweled eggs to gain loot in the same way I've been doing. They don't have the same amount of resources as I have. And maybe this is overly conservative, but I decided to take no chances. I don't touch the province pile any further. I go after the duchies instead. After emptying the apprentices, guide is the next most expensive thing that I can afford here. I believe though too, with regard to endgame, that I will be able to get 5 provinces if I have a good turn here. I do have the teacher coming in, so I can put coin on the apprentices, and I have 6 or 7 of them. I just had $26. I'll trash a few eggs along the way to gain more loot. I think I could put myself in a position to gain 5 provinces here if necessary. I think saltroza is in a difficult position. They do get a good start by trashing off one of the liches. That should find them into the heap of horses that they have. Let's see what they can come up with here. Many horses come out. However, they don't have as many resources as we do. They trash one of the eggs. They get another loot, and one we haven't seen before. This one draws 2 cards on your next turn. Same deal, gives you the 3 coin and a buy. Apprentice number 3 comes out to trash the cauldron, which hasn't dropped a curse into my deck yet. Draws 5 cards. Disciple will gain a peasant. That really isn't consequential. I want to see how much money they could come up with. They already have 8 in play. They may be able to trigger the shuffle here. Remember, they have many horses. They may be able to find the loot that they just gained, but they don't go looking for it. I'm not sure if they could have or if they couldn't. And they stop here on 15. No loot. Get a Siren. Trashes the Lich in hand, so they can gain something from the trash. However, all of that is far too late at this point, because we are threatening 5 provinces. They even take one of the provinces to make my life easier. First we get the cards from the Siren, and then I will call the teacher finally to put the finishing touches on this game. Plus coin on the apprentice is possible. Plus buy on the apprentice is possible too. I think you could pile out by emptying curses if you like. We go for the coin and we start trashing expensive things to draw through the deck. Even a province here could be nicked off and we'll be fine. We have a big points lead. 5 points already. You're not going to miss 6 of them. I do get rid of a province and we should be fine here. Trash an egg. There's another loot. Doubloons. You gain a gold on gaining the doubloons. Another goat we get. Another shield we get. Keep trashing. Keep gaining. Look at how much treasure is in the hand. This is Dominion Plunder. Welcome to the future. Play the Siren. Now I have to go through each of these treasures one by one, unfortunately. Saltroza does resign here because there's no point sticking around for this. I just have to click everything. Trash the goat. Trash with the goat. Couple liches to gain a couple cards. Look how close this is. Yeah, we got up to 40 there. We got up to 40 coin easily. 5 provinces. Lots of fun. there's the last main feature of the expansion, loot. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.